Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, April 24th version of the Select Board meeting. We will call the meeting to order at 7:02, and we will stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We do not have a written agenda or our warrants, payroll warrants, and
We'll double up next week. Nikki, our secretary, is out today.
What?
you went like this.
Oh, your mic. Couldn't hear you.
Oh, you can? Oh. Is that better? Thank you. All right. So yes, our assistant secretary, Nikki, is out sick today, so we apologize for not having everything as neatly in order as she gets it for us. And we will read the warrants, we will accept the warrants, and we can accept last week's meeting minutes and get that out of the way, and just keep the warrants for next week. So we'll entertain a motion for the meeting minutes. And actually, I'll keep the meeting minutes, so that we'll have meeting minutes for this week.
I make a motion to accept the April 17th meeting minutes.
I will second that.
Motion and a second to accept the meeting minutes for last week. All in favor? Thank you.
Get it right here.
All right. Very good. Thank you. All right. Just a few things. And we worked in office on some issues. Do you want to bring up any of those, or do you want me to? Do you want to talk about the Bureau of Labor?
We can. So, as everybody knows, hopefully, that the Bureau of Labor, we had a survey here at the station for the fire department and public works. We were given some things to work on, like we discussed last week. It looks like the fire department has made their corrective actions and handed in their worksheet. I know Jason is working ever so hard down at Public Works to get that finalized, and hopefully this week will be done.
Yeah.
And look forward to your corrective action worksheet.
Yes,
So.
they're in process.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, David.
yeah.
Other things that have happened?
Town manager?
You-
The
yes?
agenda.
We do have the town manager position description as requested last week for viewing today. And then we also received the employment agreement for the town manager from Larry Mead at MMA today, that we're going to review this evening and hopefully finalize that agreement so that it can be sent out to the newly appointed town manager.
Do we have copies of these?
Three of us have copies of these.
Do we have
Yes.
any copies for out here? No?
No, I do not.
Okay.
We can make more.
Okay,
So-
yeah, because I figured some
These,
people are going to want the
yes.
description. We'll get one for you.
Is that the job description?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're just going to make some
Yeah,
copies.
I've got,
Yeah.
well, here, this is for Bonnie specifically.
Okay.
Not just for me, but
Well, we can make some more copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have them, yeah.
If anybody else wants them, we can make more before they
We
leave.
can make more copies and have them available. Yes.
What else? We had people into the office today. We spoke to a lady about the ATV access on Wellback Road to Tucker Road, and how to correct that issue, how they can get off of Wellback Road or that area back down to the Tucker Road to gain access
Yeah,
to
the new houses that were in there have cut that trail down.
Yeah.
So they'll be working with the ATV club
Yeah.
to try to resolve that.
We were in executive session today, so that took up a large part of our day.
Just a couple of things, and I pulled this off the Limington website before we get into the department updates, right? We will have a budget presentation here from SAD 6 next Thursday night at 7:15 PM, 1 week from tonight.
Not next Thursday, is it?
Next Thursday is May 1st. This is 7:15 after our regular,
Okay.
yes, after our regular air session, they'll be here.
I thought we were in executive session again.
We
so-
are at 2 o'clock. We're going to have to vote on that.
Yes, yeah, I'll make a motion.
You want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, why not?
Sorry.
I'm going to make a motion for executive session next week. And one MRSA 4056A, personnel matters, and one RSA 4056E, consult with legal counsel. Again.
I'll make a motion to accept that, or I'll second that.
You'll second that, awesome. We have a
Sorry.
motion and a second
Yeah.
for executive session next week. All in favor? Thank you very much. All right,
Now you can go back to your list.
all right. Just a
MSAD.
reminder for the ambulance subscriptions.
So go back to MSAD. Just
Oh,
you
back to
didn't finish it.
SAD 6?
Yeah.
You want me to say that again?
I didn't think you finished.
Okay. So, budget presentation from SAD 6 superintendent and his department heads will be here next Thursday night at 7:15 PM, following our on-air select board meeting, 1 week from tonight,
Okay.
May 1st. Mark your calendars. Now I can go to the ambulance
ma'am.
subscription. Thank you.
Yes, Chair.
Just a reminder to please subscribe to our ambulance service for very, very small money in regards to the cost of that ride in the big red box to the hospital if you don't have a subscription. Because your insurance, if you have any, will not pay the total cost of that ride. So the ambulance subscription is extremely inexpensive and affordable. So, just saying. I know that we have a lot back here already. We would like to see double that amount this year. So, don't let me find them in the wastebasket at the post office. I will come looking for you. Okay, annual assessing is still going on. The gentleman in the white Subaru is still driving around looking for properties that have had improvements over the past year.
He advised us in office today how well the signage on the side of his car works.
Yes,
You know, the people know who's showing up, and they're kind of glad to meet him, versus, I said, that's, yeah,
rather than,
that's
who
rather than
is
meeting-
that white
yeah,
Subaru?
yeah, rather than the social media.
Yes, he's got that great, beautiful, big magnetic sign
Yep.
on the side of his car. This is Town of Limington Assessor.
Yeah.
So we are grateful that he is got
Using
that
it,
on there
yes.
and driving around and doing his job in the most pleasant manner possible. Just a reminder for the municipal cleaning position that is available, that is in the shopping guide this week. The job descriptions are available here at the town office if you need to know what those duties are going to be for the 3 locations that need cleaning on a regular basis. Please come here and pick one up and read through. And if you are interested, the bids must be received by Monday, May 7th, by 5 PM. And please have municipal cleaning services bid on your envelope when you turn it in to the town hall. Okay. Because fires are prevalent, and you gentlemen are very busy, and the fire department's busy out and about with things that aren't supposed to happen but create fires. Just to let you know, that is on our website, the limington.org website. If you look across the top of that website, there's different headings that say documents, news, boards and committees. If you look under information directory, that opens up, and then there's departments on the left of the page: animal control, code enforcement, clerk's office, fire station. Now, underneath fire station, under burn permits, the wardensreport.com will take you to a lovely section of the main website, and it will tell you if it's okay to buy a permit for burning or not.
Oh, it's a free permit.
It's
You
a
sign
free
up.
It's, yes.
Just to
Right.
follow up with that,
Signing
it
up
is-
for a permit, sorry.
It
Thank
is
you.
a high fire danger now.
It is.
so-
I did that myself today. If you click on that, you have a state of Maine with the different counties. Click on York County. Under town selection, write Limington, and it will tell you, it popped right up at the top of that message where it said Limington, fire classification is a 3 in your region. It's too high to allow permitting today. And at 9 a.m. every morning, you can click on that and you can find out what the fire danger is for the day. So we ask people to please apprise yourself of that as well. That'll save a lot of people a lot of headaches.
Also, it is, there's signage here at the municipal building too, that we change on a daily basis after it's updated at 9 a.m.
Is Smokey the Bear out there?
Yes, he is.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for mentioning that it has been high recently.
It has,
Yeah.
it has.
It snowed less than 2 weeks ago, but it has been high recently.
Yes, and they're even talking how dry it is on the news stations too. So,
Yeah.
just to keep it in mind for everyone to please, please, please be safe
Yeah.
when it comes to fires.
It does branch out very quickly.
Yes, also, just as a reminder too, the municipality fire chiefs, I believe, can also turn off the burn permits for their area, so.
I was
So
gonna
if they
say,
know
if that
that-
changes after 9 a.m., I mean, does it change after 9 a.m. or does that stay
Well,
the
if
same?
it's high, you can't physically sign up.
Right.
It will not give you a
Right,
permit.
if it's high at 9.
So, yeah, it automatically updates, and then as a fire warden, I can shut permits off anytime I feel it necessary. So the fire class may be low when it's released, but if for some reason winds change or anything like that, or I know staffing is very low, then I can shut them down. I can control how many permits go out per day, things like that, based on conditions. But to Bonnie's point, you could get rain yesterday and be low, and today, no rain and a little bit of wind, and it's a high fire class day. So just because we had rain doesn't mean you're in good shape for a long period of time.
Yep.
So, yeah, today is high. Just to go along with what you were saying, Tammy, if people don't want to go through the town's website and use Warden's report to find out if they can get a permit or not, if people want to know just generally what the fire class is for anywhere in the state of Maine, they can go to mainfireweather.org, and it brings up a picture of the state and shows the different regions and what those fire classes are.
Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Do we want to do some,
Do you want to do public works?
Yeah, I'll go over 'em. I met with the Public Works guys today. They finished up cutting and road cleanage on Coventry. They've moved back to here. They were up cleaning up the municipal center today. They also installed the ambulance 1 and 2 snow tires need to come off, so they took care of that today as well. They will be starting Monday. They will be at the Old Town Hall for the generator pad that needs to be installed before we can get the generator dropped off. They'll be working on that Monday probably, or Monday, Tuesday, and then they will be moving on to grading roads. I know there's a number of them that need to be corrected, so they'll be doing that towards the end of the week. Trying to think. I didn't write it down. I just met with them.
I think you
You want to keep going? Code enforcement?
Yeah.
sure.
Code enforcement for week 4 to 17. There's been 2 growth permits, 4 building permits, 4 electrical permits, 10 plumbing permits, 2 fill permits, 3 gravel pit permits, 1 occupancy permit, totaling 26. Fees was $9,293.81. Year-to-date, 78 permits for a totaling of $30,697.83. He's been on 10 inspections in the past 2 weeks. Tuesday, 4/8, did an online class to be the new 911 addressing officer for the town. On Thursday, 4/10, he attended a class in Portland for the new IBC codes. From 2015, they've been updated to the new 2021 codes. The town and state now go by all 2021 codes as of April 7th, 2025. Yes, that was, I can do fire and EMS, and you want to do Madison's?
Sure.
Fire and EMS, this week, 19. Month to date, 41. Year to date, 218. And
What is fire and EMS 1919
number of calls of service this week alone.
for fire or EMS?
I hadn't got that far. It's 19, totaling 3 fire calls, 16 emergency calls out of that. Yep. Schedule, there was no vacant shifts, but there was 1 vacant shift, but it was covered in a short notice. Wednesday night, there was a fit testing for the SCBA and N95 masks as required by annual Board of Labor. Nothing away, no maintenance, other than the ambulances, snow tires were removed and summer tires put back on. Month to date, we're 36 calls behind last April. Year to date, we're 16 calls behind last year.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes.
Thanks, Jason. And the happiest department in the world, Parks and Rec.
Yes, the shining star.
Yeah, the shining star. So Madison was out on a vacation camp, kids, today. They went to Pondicherry Park in Bridgeton. They'll be back at HB Emery around 3 p.m., which they've already returned, so
Yeah, he was in office.
they were in office today. He touched base with us about the generator project, which is going to start kicking off on Monday with the pad. His weekly report, the upstairs office is now completed at the old town hall. Pete Durgan came in Monday and put in the new light fixtures, fixed a couple outlets and added some more. Jamie will now have a space in the room, can be used as EOC if need be. Pete also split up the outlets downstairs for the community meals. This Saturday, T-ball starts. He has 4 teams with 29 kids. He's thanking Webster's Service Center, Limington Fire and EMS, Pequawkic Lake Farm LLC, and Vertex Construction for sponsoring the 4 teams. Track starts this coming Tuesday. They have 30 children signed up, and big thanks to Waltz & Sons Propane for sponsoring the team. They will have track meets with surrounding towns. Youth rugby program started last Saturday. 16 kids attended our first practice, and next practice is tomorrow at Blake Memorial at 5:45 p.m. They're looking for more kids to join in. Community yard sale.
Girls and boys, it's co-ed. So yes, kids, but can you
Kids.
specify?
Oh,
We're
okay.
looking for girls too.
Sorry. All right, so the rugby program is looking for both kids, boys and girls. It's co-ed. Sorry. Thank you. I'm just going by what Madison wrote.
I know, I'll give them that, don't worry.
Community yard sales Saturday, June 7th. Reserve a table online at limingtonrec.com. It's a $10 for a 10 by 10 spot. Momodeo cleanup day is Saturday, May 10th, starting at 9 a.m. Volunteer for 3 hours and receive a free season beach pass. Next community meal is Saturday, May 3rd, starting at 4 p.m. at the Old Town Hall. They have a great week with vacation camp this week, with 28 children attending. Summer camp is filling up. Please make sure to register soon if you plan to have your children attend. Go to limingtonrec.com to register. Thank you, Madison Moody.
Thank you. Just a note on that community meal, there won't be any delivery service for that. So we want to see everybody show up for chowders and chili and lobster stew. So yes, all kinds of yummy stuff.
Lobster stew.
It's it's a good time. We want everybody out that can get out and come and enjoy another great community effort by Parks and Rec.
Yes.
I think we covered everything.
Have we covered it all?
No.
We have not.
No?
There is somebody out in the audience that I think have a meeting tonight.
Finance committee meeting
Does the
tonight?
finance committee have a
No.
meeting?
No.
No?
No?
No, all right. Well, thank you for coming, though. Thanks. All right, I thought, well, maybe there's a meeting tonight. All right, wow. Okay.
Yes.
If we have covered everything, do you think
That's
we've
fi-
covered
I
everything?
think so. It's
All right.
been a day.
I know. We will open it up to public comment.
I'm just gonna do a little bit update on the department. Last Thursday, I forgot to put in the notes, but I went up to Brunswick and finalized the contract for the new tank truck. So we've made payment and received a $26,000 discount. And we expect about an 18-month build time. So it's looking sometime around next September for delivery. Out of the 19 calls we did this past week, 11 of them were mutual aid to other communities. 9 of them were to Shakopee, which is great because we're paying back for all the time that we counted on mutual aid. Problem with that is that we're getting to the point where some of our calls have to go to mutual aid because we're committed to other services. So I guess the point to all of that is everybody's getting busy just like we are, and we have to keep up with what we've been doing to make sure that we keep our staff because everybody needs us. So it's kind of cool.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Laura Sullivan, 35 Coventry Drive. Jason, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with your description earlier of your public works cutting and cleaning Coventry. I know you're probably expecting some comment from the public, so here I am. Cutting, decimating, and destroying is probably a more accurate description. Cleaning, no such thing. It's been all over the community page. We all saw the big tree, et cetera, that was destroyed. I have a couple of concerned questions. First of all, I know you probably don't know this because you weren't involved and you're just getting into being the interim. We just did this less than a year ago. CMP did all the trees. They came through with their trucks and did all the trees. Sean's crew did this, the low-hanging stuff, everything, maybe a year ago. I want to know why they were in the development again, especially a game preserve. I'd like to know why they went onto private property beyond their distance. I'd like to know what measurement they're using, if they're using a rod system. And if they're looking at a large mature tree, why we aren't giving the residents an option to trim their own tree before doing what they did. And speaking to the homeowner, because this lovely tree just happens to be right outside my window, and speaking to them, and I asked them were you approached about this tree before it got totally mutilated on one side? Because it's a habitat tree, just for anybody's understanding. And they said no. And they said, we had the road commissioner come down and said, I was out of town for a couple of days and this is what happens when I go away. Not really warm and fuzzy about that response. Said, okay. Drove around the rest of the neighborhood. The corner of my yard is stripped of all limbs, so I now have a bunch of trees that are just trunks. There's nothing on them. Not really sure what the point of that is, because they were not in the roadway. You go around the rest of the development, and there are large chunks of trees taking out of the trunks. Those trees are going to die. Whose responsibility is that when they do die? The remnants of them trimming these limbs are all over everything. They are not cleaned up. It's now a mess in everybody's yards. So whose responsibility is that? Ours. Would really like to know what the pine
I
spills,
really
everything.
don't know how to answer you.
I know
think
you don't. I'm just.
the correct the social media, I don't pay attention to it. It is what it is there. I know Saturday morning, I woke up to a phone call at 7 o'clock from the acting foreman with the issues with Coventry and that tree. He then drove down there and spoke with the homeowner, the tree owner, which in returns, Monday morning, I believe, well, no, Tuesday morning, he was there, returned to the division. I stopped in last Thursday. I went through there. When I went through the neighborhood, I did not see any horrible sights. A lot of cleanup, good sights is what I saw. I'm not familiar with the neighborhood. I made a drive down in and I drove back out on a left side. While I was there was multiple, I would say probably 4 to 5 different homeowners that were very happy. You know, I got to see what was, you know, the interactions I have and what I saw from the Facebook post were 2 different things. Like you say.
Yeah, that one, I'm not even.
But that
Facebook
tree,
post is
in
what it
regards
is.
to that tree, I spoke with Junior, and I don't know, I don't have an answer for you, neither, I don't know what the answer was. I haven't physically gone down to look where that tree was. I believe it's a 3-rod
Which
road, which is
right.
newer, which puts it, I think it's, what's it?
If it's a
16,
if it's a
5,
3-rod,
16.
they're way over. They still are
Yeah,
outside.
no, and I understand that. He did approach the homeowner. The homeowner was happy he went there to
Yep.
speak to him.
Yep.
We also, I've advised the crew to go back. The homeowner wanted the tree removed at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and he removed it. We leveled it, made fill. I haven't been there. I'm being told.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's different. I don't know. I gotta go there.
Yeah, you
and
should
look.
go back because there's a mound of loam that sits there, and I think you'll be talking to him this week. It's not pretty. It looks like a large anthill, but that's them. That's them.
I mean,
That's
according,
him.
at the end of the day, I was told that the homeowner came out when
He
they were
did,
leaving and,
but-
and was okay with the job, so.
Yeah, I don't
if he's
really know
not-
about that.
If he's not okay with it, he shouldn't have told the,
The homeowner also told me that Junior told him I yelled at him that morning, and I don't really think Junior's ever had Laura yell at him because that wasn't yelling. I had a very stern conversation with him in the sense that I just said simply, before you cut down that tree, make sure that mother bird is not nested with her babies up in there. That's what I said. He said, well, we've been told to leave because we're getting harassed. I said, yeah, you didn't do well in this neighborhood. I'm upset because my trees, they're not big ones, they're not anything to me, except for now I can see clear through to my neighbors for trees that had nothing to do with anything. And I have sticks with no limbs. For what reason? My point being, I'd like to see them at least maybe go to an arborist training, learn how to run the machinery. Because yes, it may not be as bad as you thought, but if you actually drive around that neighborhood and look at some of the trees, where they went to grab the limbs, there are huge chunks taken out of those trunks.
well,
And that's
in
my
all
point.
reality, the fact is, they should not be trimming the tree with a forestry head.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
And that's been corrected. I'm gonna say that, because anything that's trimmed should be cut with a saw and chipped. That's been talked.
That would make sense.
Yep.
I'm just more curious why they were there, because like I said, this was all done. We just got done this in the fall. So why were they there? Did they have no directive? I want to know who directed them there.
There was a list compiled of places that needed to be cut back.
Well, I'd like to know whose list, because this just got done in October. So that's my point.
Yep.
I'm upset because now I don't really want to see my neighbors. The deer come out of the ravine and they're all, and all this, the pine, the shred, it's all over the ground. Like, it was just unnecessary. It was really annoying, and I just want to know why they were there. Especially, there's plenty of places, other places to start with, and we're a game preserve. What they were taking down was in no way near interfering with plowing. Especially the tree that was across the street. It was nowhere near the plows. That was more, I would like an answer to why they were there, is I guess my point, because this just got done in October.
Well,
I know you don't have an
I'll be 100% honest, there was a list of, the guys went around, made a list, the crew went around, made a list, and came back to the board and said, here's the list. I believe we have,
Doesn't Central Maine do around the wires? That's what they're.
They do the wires,
They
but
don't trim
Sean
the
just
side,
did,
yeah.
Sean just did around our neighborhood, right around Coventry, right past Holly, right around, because he thinned out all of the lower branches. Like last summer, he took all that lower stuff off. So I was just curious. It wasn't like it was impeding it. We weren't overgrown. I would have figured that we'd have dropped to the bottom of the pile just because we are a game preserve and pay attention to the ones where you can't see pulling out of people's roads. That's more what I was wondering, because it was a mess. And I know there were people that were pretty angry out there, because when I went to work that morning, there were people out on the roads and the streets, and
Yeah, no, I got that call too.
yeah.
So
I was just more, just wondering why.
I don't,
they used-
other than the fact that I'm telling you, I got a list
Yeah.
from them stating these are the roads that need
Well, I think you
attention.
just answered my question. Basically, they shouldn't have been using the head that they were using. They should have
And
been
that's
stripped in a
what it
different
amounts
way.
to. And we've had that discussion, and that will not be happening anymore. The forestry head is designed to mulch small grow up, overgrow on the side of the road. It's designed, it's not designed to take 2.5 tree limbs off. I mean,
Yeah.
in order to cut it, you cut it close so it doesn't affect the tree, and then you chip it. So the mess is either chipped and blown back in to an area, or if it's somebody's lawn, chip it and blow it in the back of a truck.
Yeah. I
And
would-
that will and is starting to happen from this
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah,
So,
and I would suggest taking a ride down tomorrow and looking at that not flat area.
okay. I'm going by what I'm told.
No,
is that the
that's why I'm
homeowner
telling you.
was okayed with the finished product of that. They were, and
I believe you'll have a phone call tomorrow. I was on the phone on my way up here with the homeowner, and I don't believe that was expected. You drive down the road and you look and you just see this large mound of loam. It looks like a huge anthill. There's no leveling at all. It sticks out like a sore thumb. And he wasn't expecting that, but that is not for me to discuss. That is for you two. But I was very, just, of all the years I've lived here, and I don't usually complain about much, that just was really upsetting. All right, quiet down back there then, so I can tell. But it was really upsetting, and more just because there is a lot of damaged trees around, and I was just concerned, if they die, now whose responsibility is it? Ours?
no, it's understandable, and it's been corrected.
Yep,
Yeah, so
okay.
all I can do is apologize.
No, I know,
don't-
it really wasn't more for you to say anything because you're new to this, just to bring awareness to, maybe we should have more training, and even when it goes to it, get some more training, maybe not be running it unless you.
Right. I mean,
pass a
they're
test.
trained on the equipment. It shouldn't have happened that way. It should have, there's ways to trim trees, and you're right. And maybe, I think we're lacking a lot of oversight in the past. That's why we're in the predicament we
Yeah,
are.
and obviously measurements, because
So-
stepping onto people's properties far off the street is probably something.
Like I said,
that-
yeah, I haven't physically been there to see this tree. Every time I get a little time, I'm at a fire call or I'm at some call.
Been a
So,
little busy.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Laura. Anybody else?
Addie Trefero, 105 Moody. Are they planning on coming on Moody Road again? Because last year was a mess. Just following up on that, we've had to take down entire sugar maples that are part of our maple syrup production at the farm, and we're still cleaning up a mess from what was done last year, which I know moving forward, it's nothing that you can change. But they were using, I watched them use that forestry equipment inappropriately, high up on branches for mature trees, and we're a tree farm, so it's not just maple sugar production, it affects our logging production. They're lucky they didn't get barbed wire caught up in it, as carelessly as I saw with my own eyes, them using that equipment. So it's something to be aware of, especially with the cattle and everything else.
Yeah, no, I can tell you with certainty, going forward, the trees will be cut with saws and branches chipped. The forestry head is designed and will be used on the sides of the road to cut over brush. So, yes. Anybody else? Sure.
Bonnie Lord Laughlin. I was here last week and did inquire about a job description for the new town manager, and you kindly have given me this tonight, so I'm the only person who's really had a chance to look at it, but thank you. Looking at it just briefly, I wanted to ask you about your opinion or your plan about measures that this individual going forward can be evaluated. I think it would only be fair to him or her. I guess you do have a candidate right now, so perhaps you'll tell us about who that specific person is. But whoever it is, all of us, when we're hired in any job, big job, I believe we're given some idea of how we're going to be evaluated. And it's a help to the individual also.
Yes, Bonnie, to answer
So
your
there may be
question.
another document
There
other
is.
than the job description? Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it's in the employment agreement.
It's
So-
in draft mode.
So, yes.
Yeah, it's-
Yes, to
it's
answer
being
your
worked
question,
on.
Yes, they have an
Okay, it's in
evaluation.
draft
Yeah.
mode. So again, you all are in charge of this. You've talked to MMA, which I'm sure has experts. If you don't mind, a few comments from those of us who've been in, this world a little bit. Perhaps as you're drafting it or coming up with what you're doing, there might be an interval, X number of months. That's one way also.
One of those two.
I beg your pardon?
That's in there as well.
Great, not just the,
Yeah, I mean,
All the big picture
most
things,
of us
but-
that have been hired to positions have a 30, 60, 90, right? That's not a 30, 60, 90. We're assuming that, people that are hired for this position have expertise and they have, but yes, they will be evaluated on a regular basis.
okay, and it'll be, it's fair to that person also. And
Absolutely.
And I think any of us who have lived here for some time and who read the papers, and, there are so many issues with town managers, either on their own, they have their own issues, or the towns eventually do. And I'm saying for us to be educated by that and go into it apprised of that in the beginning. And again, I'm saying it for the benefit of the person also.
Yeah.
We all need some clarity about what's being asked of us. So great, we're working on that.
Yes.
And the person will see that before he
Oh,
or she
yes, yeah. This
signs
is
on.
just this is the draft mode. We just got the job description part of it finished, and then there's a lot of legalities to this side of it. So.
Well, I hope
this-
you appreciate, I asked only because I was able
Yep.
to see this, but it was sort of like a follow-up.
Yep, absolutely.
So thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Anybody else?
Seeing none? We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
All in favor of motion to adjourn?